I'm Esther. Well, that's the name most people know me by. My Hebrew name is Hadassah. I never thought I'd be telling this story, but here we are. Imagine being plucked from obscurity and thrust into the spotlight. That's what happened to me in ancient Persia. One day, I'm an orphan living with my cousin Mordecai. The next, I'm in a palace, competing to be queen. It was like being on a reality show, except the stakes were life and death. The selection process was intense. Beauty treatments, etiquette lessons, learning to navigate palace politics. And through it all, I had to keep a secret. My Jewish identity was hidden, like a mask I couldn't take off. When I was chosen as queen, it felt surreal. Me, an orphan girl, now wearing a crown. But with great power comes, well, you know the rest, and my test was coming. Then came Haman. Picture the worst bully you've ever met. Now give him power over an entire kingdom. He was the king's right-hand man, but he had a massive ego and a grudge against my people. All because my cousin Mordecai refused to bow to him. Talk about holding a grudge. Haman's revenge wasn't just against Mordecai. He wanted to destroy all the Jews, and he had the king's ear. He manipulated the king into signing a decree, a death sentence for my entire people. Imagine finding out that everyone you love has been marked for death. That's what I faced. Mordecai told me I had to do something, but approaching the king uninvited? That was a death sentence. I was terrified. It was like standing on the edge of a cliff, knowing I had to jump to save everyone I loved. That's when I realized, sometimes the right thing and the safe thing aren't the same. I had a choice to make: stay silent and safe, or speak up and risk everything. I decided to risk everything. If I perish, I said. I fasted for 3 days. It was like preparing for battle, but my weapons were courage and faith. Then I put on my royal robes and approached the king. Every step felt like walking on a tightrope. To my relief, the king extended his scepter. I was safe for now. I invited the king and Haman to a banquet. It was like hosting a dinner party where one guest wants to kill you. At the first banquet, I just invited them to another. Meanwhile, Haman was busy building gallows to hang Mordecai. But fate has a sense of humor. That night, the king couldn't sleep and was reminded of how Mordecai once saved his life. So when Haman came to ask permission to hang Mordecai, he instead had to honor him publicly. Irony at its finest. At the second banquet, I revealed everything. My identity, Haman's plot, all of it. The tension in the room was palpable as I spoke, every eye fixed on me and the king. The king was furious. With Haman, thankfully, Haman's plan backfired spectacularly. Haman ended up on the very gallows he had prepared for Mordecai. Talk about poetic justice. But our troubles weren't over. The decree against the Jews was still in effect. The king gave us permission to defend ourselves. Our people rallied together, preparing for whatever might come. We were determined to survive, to protect our families and our faith. And to this day, we celebrate Purim, remembering our deliverance and the power of standing up for what's right. In the end, my people were saved. We even got a holiday out of it. Purim. Purim is a celebration of deliverance, a reminder that courage and faith can overcome even the darkest plots. Looking back, I realized that sometimes you're put in a position of influence for a reason. My story? It's about finding the courage to stand up for what's right, even when it's terrifying. It's about using your voice, even when it shakes. About embracing your identity, even when it's risky. And so next time you're faced with a tough choice, remember, you might be exactly where you need to be for such a time as this. And who knows? Your courage today might be someone else's deliverance tomorrow.